We got an update on Mass Effect 5 from Gary McKay, the general manager at Bioware. And I want to read through it and talk about what it means in this new age of anti wokeness that we have. We've challenged ourselves to think deeply about delivering the best experience we can to our fans. Let's stop there. Let's stop there and talk about the fans because there is definitely a difference between tourists who play Mass Effect and the fans that play Mass Effect. The true fans of Mass Effect, for example, would understand and believe that humans were not the heroes of Mass Effect at all. At all. Imagine playing through the entire Mass Effect trilogy and unironically thinking that you're the hero. Cerebus was a racist organization. Humans acted like petulant children throughout the entirety of the Mass Effect series. So you mean to tell me that as humans, we're traveling through space, we come across mass relays, and then we just start activating them? We just start don't know what they are, don't do any research, we just start activating them. Of course, the Turians are going to get mad. Of course, they're going to blow us out of the air. Of course, we're going to have military incursions. And then after the Asari and the Solarians come in and start brokering peace, then we just found out that there's an intergalactic federation, probably because they were staying the hell away from us. We just found out about it. And now all of a sudden you want a seat on the council? Now all of a sudden you want to have humans expect for what? We are the children of that series. Commander Shepard, they did. I said they. Commander Shepard, they committed just the most the Batarian, like just war crimes were committed. Even if you chose Paragon options. So there are people that I truly think they're Mass Effect fans, and they were just playing for the shooting. But that anti woke crap does not work in this setting. You can it's the Asari appear female, but they don't even look at gender the same way we do. Mass Effect 5 better be woke as hell. It better be woke as hell. There's all that anti-woke nonsense. That shit flies in first person shooters. It flies somehow in dark fantasy RPGs. You can come up with those complaints. That makes sense. But when we are talking about a future where we can travel damn near past the speed of, or near the speed of light, where we are coming in contact with races that procreate or that reproduce in ways that don't even have the traditional concept of gender. Like it's not even gonna fly there. Like I don't want to play another Mass Effect game where I am either a human that's saving everything. Like it was so human centric. I mean, I don't want to do that. I want to play a game that respects the fans of the series, that respects individuals with a modicum of intelligence, with a modicum of emotion, of media literacy, that can look at something and judge it objectively. So I really hope that the next Max Effect, they don't succumb to the anti-woke nonsense. In a future where I can heal people's wounds with gel, you tell me people are still upset that transgender people exist? I absolutely doubt it. You can probably change the way you look at the drop of a hat if you want to. I know what's going to happen though. I hope that they make sure that that character creator is inclusive and can cover the wide range of options and ways that people would probably genetically modify their bodies in that future, and they cannot get mad about it. They cannot get mad about it if you were okay with the body modifications in Cyberpunk 2077. They just like that because they could goon to it though. That's really what that was. That's all that was. If you were okay with the body modifications in Cyberpunk 2077, I don't want to hear a damn thing about the body modifications in Mass Effect 5. Let's continue. We're taking this opportunity between full development cycles to reimagine how we work at BioWare. Given this stage of development, we don't require support from the full studio. We have incredible talent here at BioWare, and so we've worked diligently over the past few months to match many of our colleagues with other teams at EA that had open roles that were a strong fit. Today's news will see BioWare become a more agile focused studio that produces unforgettable RPGs. We appreciate your support as we build a new future for BioWare. Gary McKay, General Manager at BioWare. And so, like, you can see if you really pay attention that they're trying to, like, throw a bone to these people, saying that we're becoming a more agile focused studio. Again, you can criticize Dragon Age the Veilguard without being transphobic and homophobic and throwing all these things around. You can look at Dragon Age the Veilguard and you can say the writing in that game was not what we are used to from Bioware. You can look at the scene with the non-binary individual and say, hey, look, the way that y'all handled that was extremely clunky and it made no sense. I can tell that there was someone on that team that was more concerned about sending a message to gamers rather than having a message in the game that the gamers could develop. Like, you could tell it came off as a PSA, as a by the way, as a I'm here. And that's not how we need to do this. I don't care what your social issue is. We don't need to be throwing it in people's faces in a way that isn't done, that respects the source material. And the reason that I say that is not because I have an issue with non-binary or transgender individuals. It's not that at all. I have an issue with the way that they did it. Have an issue with them using the term non-binary in general simply because it follows what happens, especially in American and Western society, where Western values, Western norms, Western dialogue, Western communication, Western language is used to erase the history of others. There are so many other cultures that have individuals that don't fit into the gender binary, and they decided to use the term non-binary. Like, you could have come up with something in universe that would have respected that, but now in that setting we have basically colonized again using Western language. That's what I had an issue with. That's what I got frustrated with. But that conversation goes a lot deeper, and you have to be able to think to understand. But the mere inclusion of a non binary individual in the game was not a problem at all. So, like, even when you go look up stuff for Mass Effect, I was just got really hype about it. Luke Stevens, I've seen some of Luke Stevens' takes on things. I saw his take on Forspoken. I wasn't really, I mean, he didn't have the courage to say anything that other people weren't already saying, but at least he played the game. But you start to see things like they are cooked. I'm learning Korean, so you have to excuse that ad there. That's why you should probably use it in incognito mode. But hey, Chonun Deli Kimnida. EA shares are plummeting. What this means for Mass Effect. The next Mass Effect, okay, that's one trailer. Mass Effect 5's most ingenious Shepard theory. Mass Effect is BioWare's last chance. So, I mean, you can see I'm not worried about the Mass Effect 5 rumors hiding woke content from gamers. I forgot about that. So there was a thing where someone was saying they're going to hide the woke content from individuals and then patch it in later so that the anti-woke community won't get mad. I really hope we don't start bending our knee to these individuals. I really hope so, because the thing is, one, they're not real gamers. They don't play games outside the surface level understandings, and two, they don't go to game conventions. They're not showing up to game meetings. I've been to PAX for 3 years in a row now since I had the ability to go to it, and not once have I ever run into any one of these gamers that talks like this on the internet. Never. I've never seen them there. I've never seen them there. They're not at conventions. They're not at gaming conventions. They're not at meetups that you go to. I go to Tekken tournaments and go to local Tekken events sometimes. They're not there. They're not there. They only exist on the internet and in those squares in the corner whenever they're shooting their live streams every single day. They don't exist in reality. So to me, I hope that Mass Effect 5 is super woke. I hope there's pronouns everywhere. I really do. I hope they make sure that they make the most inclusive game possible, because we're talking about the future. And in the future, the only place that these kind of alt-right, I, again, want to have space for them, because it's not their fault. It's not their fault. That not everybody has access to a quality education, and not everybody has access to experiences that allow them to have empathy so they can look at something and say, you know what, that's not for me. I'm not going to worry about it. But what they do is, you know what, that's not for me. I'm going to make 1,000 videos about it. But it would be unfair for me to not acknowledge that it's not their fault. And there is a universe, there is a multiverse where they, again, I didn't like what's the name? Saints Row. I did not like the Saints Row remake. It wasn't because of wokeness. It's because clearly they're trying to appeal to Generation Z. Saints Row does not appeal to Generation Z. It's just not going to, nor does it need to. Why did you take away my dick jokes? Why did you take away the giant dick? Like, why did you take away the things that made Saints Row what it was? It's escapism. So yeah, I can criticize the things that I've seen in gaming. I can criticize the ways that I've seen things go, the creative directions that people have decided to go, and I can also criticize the studios for allowing them without devolving into hatred and bigotry and transphobia, and this is why women suck at making video games. Like, all of that shit is not necessary at all, period. So I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to Mass Effect. I really hope that they don't bend the knee. I hope that they make a game that the fans can enjoy. The people who played Mass Effect and understood, the people who even played Mass Effect the right way. Like you didn't have to like cheat in that game. I remember looking on one of those forums where people were like reloading saves so that they could have access to all the Paragon and Renegade choices. You didn't need to do that. All you need to do was play the game. That's it. That's it. I hope they make a game for people who understood that the Paragon and Renegade system was training wheels for individuals who were unable to think critically. Because sometimes a Paragon choice is a Renegade choice, and sometimes a Renegade choice is a Paragon choice. And sometimes you need to pick something in the middle if you're honestly doing role playing and playing the game. You're playing a role, it's whatever you want it to be. And so in Mass Effect 5, I want to be able to be whatever I want to be. There need to be choices. There need to be choices that I would never ever make in the game. There need to be creative decisions about my character that I can make that someone else might not make, so I can play the role of whatever person they're gonna have me play. So yeah, I mean, I haven't been super quiet about this stuff, but I'm telling you, bro, with Mass Effect 5, I'm going to war. I am not gonna let them destroy it like that. And if Mass Effect 5 is bad, if it's bad, I'm gonna say that it's bad. Mass Effect Andromeda was not bad, but it just wasn't good. It wasn't polished, especially on release. I got it day one. I did. I was so excited. I was so hungry for the next thing in Mass Effect. I got Mass Effect Andromeda day one. I really did. I really did. And like I saw all the glitches, all the things, and I've yet to beat it. I have a playthrough that I'm going through, but I just some of the quests don't work. They haven't done any updates for it. I probably need to get it on PC so I can get some mods and fix it. But Mass Effect Andromeda just was not good. Mass Effect 5 or 4, depending on how you want to look at it, I want to see good dialogue choices. I want to see a variety of dialogue choices. I want to see deep engaging characters. I want to see that is an I wonder if y'all can hear that. There's a siren going on in the middle of my like I was up there too. That's fine. Just give me a minute to calm down some because I'm preaching right now. But in Mass Effect 5, I want to see diverse characters. I want to see different races. I want to see different conversations. I want to see deep conversations. I want to hear about the ways that the legacy of human intervention, how that affected species. I want humans to be regarded the way that they should be regarded based on the way that they acted in the game. I want to see something truly, truly, one, that apologizes for Mass Effect Andromeda, and two, that will spark conversation and keep me in love with Mass Effect as I have been for so long. So I hope y'all enjoyed this talk. Please follow me at Derek the Mindful Gamer on Twitch and YouTube. I look forward to having more gaming discussions with you, talking about important gaming topics. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye bye.